The new skill called critical firepower will probably be meta in Sunbreak. Let's talk about it. Going back to the trailer and the info released to us via the Capcom website, this is a special shooting style that further raises the damage output but narrows critical distance and increases recoil. Increased damage per shot does not mean it is automatically an increase in your DPS. DPS relies on a lot of things. If your critical distance with a certain ammo type is hard to maintain, you won't be dealing good damage. If the ammo type you chose has insane recoil, you probably won't be dealing good damage per second as well. Recent data gathered by the community is reporting that critical firepower gives you a 30% damage boost. This damage boost is said to apply for normal, spread, pierce, shrapnel. It also affects the raw damage part on the elemental ammos, which are pretty small. Sadly, it won't be affecting slicing and sticky. Of course, the recoil penalty, which is inflicted by using critical firepower, is around 2 points. We'll shed some more light into this further into the video. Now, there are two types of recoil: ammo recoil and gun recoil. For ammo recoil, you have low, average, high, and very high. For gun recoils, you have smallest, very low, low, some, average, and high. I know, it's kind of confusing, but later, hopefully, it's going to be a bit clearer. Obviously, you would want your main damaging ammo in your setup to be at low recoil. I guess that's self-explanatory. Low recoil means faster pew pew. The recoil and critical distance penalty can be cancelled out by a lot of things. For the recoil, we have a silencer for the light bow guns. It can bring your gun's recoil down by 1 point, but it adds another penalty on your critical distance. Absorber decos can bring down your gun recoil for up to 3 points. Now, for critical distance, we have ballistics. This thing makes your critical distance start much earlier and end much farther. Just remember, ballistics would make your life extremely comfortable when it comes to keeping up with your critical distance. As a reference, the light bowgun set being used on the demo is using ballistics level 3. That's why spread shot feels so comfy to use. Critical distance is very easy to maintain. Can you imagine running critical firepower on an LBG without any ballistics? It's probably like playing spread scope HBG, but without the scope. Given this information, what we would need to find now are guns that can possibly fire normal, spread, or pierce, that wouldn't need a bunch of absorber decos to get low recoil on, so that we can use critical firepower with the lowest recoil, with a better fire rate. Let's take a look at the famous Magnum Alo light bowgun as an example. Take a look at normal 3, pierce 3, and spread 3. What's pointed at by the arrows are ammo recoils. Not the gun recoil, but the ammo recoil. What's highlighted right now is the gun recoil. You see, it's different. Pierce and spread are starting with high recoil. Normal is starting with average. The gun recoil is high. This is the Magnum Alo light bowgun without any silencer or any absorber deco. It's naked. If we put a silencer, the gun recoil from high became average. Normal has decreased from average to low. Pierce 3 and spread 3, however, still remain at high. This would tend to happen in some guns. A single drop in the gun's recoil sometimes is not enough to influence some of the ammo recoils. I've placed 2 absorber decos and a silencer to achieve spread 3 and pierce 3 on low recoil. And as you can see, the gun recoil is also set at low. Now, theoretically, what would happen if we apply critical firepower? Like we mentioned earlier, critical firepower increases your recoil by 2 points or levels for an increase in damage along with the penalty with crit distance. What recoil would be affected? Gun recoil or the ammo recoil? The one that gets affected will be the gun recoil. So, with the current state of this Magnum Alo light bowgun, with the silencer equipped and 2 absorber decos putting it on low recoil on pierce and spread, if you equipped it with critical firepower, it will increase to average recoil. If the Magnum Alo gun stays at average recoil, pierce 3 and spread 3 will be on high recoil. You'll deal better damage with Pierce, Spread, and Normal, but only Normal 3 can have a good fire rate. You can still decrease the recoil of Pierce and Spread, but you only have one more level of Absorber Deco remaining. So the lowest you can theoretically make this is around average recoil on Pierce 3 and Spread 3. I'm pretty sure we have new skills to play with in Sunbreak that can even further decrease recoil, but I'm going to hold back in explaining them since some of you guys might hate spoilers. Hopefully that clears stuff up with how critical firepower works. I hope it helps you in implementing it on your favorite gun setups. A 30% damage boost is not something to be taken lightly. Try to make it work. Once again, thank you for your time. If you enjoy the content, a like, a sub, a super thanks is much appreciated.